Hi, everyone. Today, I am so grateful to have Dominick DiMaggio from the law offices of Dominick DiMaggio joining me. He is a real estate attorney who's been practicing real estate for 28 years. Hey, Dominick, how are you?
Good morning, Amy. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. So tell me, what areas do you cover?
I practice my main practice is in any kind of real estate law, which encompasses buying or selling residential property, vacant land. But our firm really concentrates in short sales. We've been doing probably 90% short sales for the last 6 years.
So Dominick, are you telling me that still, with the way the things have changed, you're still doing a ton of short sales?
We are, and we get them in every single month. We're getting a lot of short sales still in.
Yeah. And that is unfortunately my experience too, that, the market never came back to '07. And so we do still have a lot of people who are underwater with their properties and they need to sell them.
We do, and I think we're going to get another wave of them too. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. So, in my 14 years of real estate, I haven't ever found anyone near as good as you and your lovely wife, Maria. She's fantastic at short sales.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, she is a huge part of our business, that's for sure.
Yeah, and we're so grateful to have found you because you've been able to help people who haven't been helped by others. So you've been a blessing to us and certainly to our clients. So thank you.
Our pleasure. Pleasure. Happy to help.
Yeah, great. You've even written an ebook on short sales.
That's correct. I have.
Awesome. And so we're going to be able to give people the opportunity to link to that so that they can get any further information they'd like. So that's helpful. So I've got a few questions that I want to ask you.
Sure.
Why did you decide to start doing short sales?
Well, I've practiced real estate law for 28 years. And when the market crashed, obviously we saw that people were really getting in a lot of serious financial trouble with the loss of values in their home. And we found in talking to many of our clients that once was their biggest investment and biggest pride was their home, really turned into their biggest nightmare for them. So we found a way and saw a way that we could help these people and our clients out of an extremely difficult situation.
Yeah, I agree. It does become a nightmare. And a lot of times people are embarrassed. And,
Right.
With the number that you've done and the number of people we know who've gone through this, I hate it when people feel embarrassed because there are a lot of people they know who've done them. They may not know that they've done them, but a lot of people have done short sales.
Right, exactly.
So let me ask you, how does a short sale help people?
Well, in a lot of different ways. The main way, obviously, if they're underwater in their house, first of all, you're spending good money and bad money. If you're never going to catch up in the value, you've got you can't afford your mortgage payments. You can have your mortgage lender, usually at this point, other creditors too, constantly hounding you and pressuring you and causing nothing but stress in your life. So we're able to help our clients by convincing their bank, whether it's one loan, multiple loans, convincing their bank to accept less than the full amount owed, get the client out of the property free and clear, get the bank to waive any deficiencies against them, and just put an absolutely nightmare situation behind our clients and let them get a fresh start.
And I think that you said an important phrase right there is not to seek a deficiency on these folks. That's a big thing because people think, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to pay this all back. And I'd say, my experience with you, and you tell me if it's different, I don't know that we've had any bank seeking a deficiency on any of our clients in quite a while now.
No, almost all the time we'll get the deficiency waived. There's basically two banks out there that doesn't like to waive the deficiencies, but they're actually changing their policies a little bit, and we also have ways that we can try to negotiate that out with them too.
Okay, awesome. So let me ask you, who's a potential client who needs to or can do a short sale?
Amy, I'll tell you, we have worked with people literally from every walk of life. We've helped people that earn minimum wage in their job to physicians earning multiple six-figure incomes. We found that financial hardships can strike anyone, whether it's it deals with their primary home or whether somebody's had an investment property that they just can no longer afford. we've had, like I said, people from all walks of life that we've helped. So there's really no one particular person that I could say, okay, it's this target group. It can happen to anybody.
Right. And I know that we've actually had somebody worth millions who's actually gotten a short sale done. So it is, I think that the best thing is probably just for you to talk to people, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, we do hundreds of short sales, so I know exactly what it takes to qualify for a short sale. And the first thing I do is I speak with every client individually, talk to them, find out their situation, find out how we can help them, and walk them through the guidelines and see if they qualify. So I'll know pretty much from the first conversation whether or not I can get them qualified for a short sale.
Well, that's easy. That's just a phone call, and you don't charge for that.
It is. I do not. And in fact, we never charge our clients a fee at all through the entire process. And we put that in writing.
That's incredible, because I know that there are people out there who are paying other attorneys every month hundreds of dollars. And I think that's a big deal for me, that we don't charge and that you guys don't charge, because I want to make certain that our clients are assisted without being put in a further financial burden.
Exactly. I mean, they're in a situation where either they're suffering a job loss, some reduction in income, health problems, or going through a divorce and paying divorce attorneys ungodly amounts of money. And the last thing they need right now is, I'm going to lose my home and I have to pay money for that too. So
Right.
we never charge the clients any fees. We will get paid to the short sale lender and title companies, but we never charge the clients anything.
Yeah, that's great. So what are some important questions that clients ask that we can talk about right here?
Sure. Basically, I have three questions probably that we get asked all the time when we're starting the process. Number one, how long is the process going to take? And as you know, usually from when we get a contract, it's anywhere from a 3 to 6 month process. They also ask, will the bank go after me? Will I have to pay back the money that I owe? And 99% of the time, the answer is no. We will get the banks in writing to waive any deficiencies and not go back after our clients. Also, the clients, obviously a big concern is, will the short sale cost me any money? And again, no, we do not charge the clients for our services at all.
Awesome. So what's a big problem that you see clients run into, and what recommendation do you have for them?
I tell you, the biggest problem, you touched on this early on, the biggest problem when clients come to us is they really feel like they're alone, they're embarrassed, they're scared and confused, they don't understand the process. So they feel like they're the only ones going through the situation. So again, we really pride ourselves in taking the time to reach out to the clients. I speak with each client individually. I like to explain the process to them, what to expect. The more information and help we can give them, the more they understand what's a normal part of this process, the less stressful they're going to feel. The more they feel like, okay, I've got a handle on it. I know what's coming down the road. I get it. I have help, and I can handle this. And the biggest difference is too, we love working with you and your brokerage. You guys are phenomenal. And that makes a big difference. Working with a real estate broker that understands the short sale process, because it's different than a regular deal. It takes a lot of time. There's a lot of different things that we do to make it work. And you guys are phenomenal at that. And
Thank
working
you.
with our law firm. Sure.
Go ahead.
I was saying, working with our firm too, it's a good team that we put together to help the clients out.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's the big thing, right? I mean, between our staff in the office, ourselves, and you and Maria, I think it's a great team environment where people know what's going on and everyone jumps in to help with any piece that we can anywhere along the line. Going into a couple of my pet peeves, one of them is if people list their short sale with an agent who doesn't know what they're doing. I get so frustrated because I see those people end up in foreclosure, and that's not fair. And I think that's an ethics violation. If you don't know what you're doing, you shouldn't be doing it, period. And I see these people who list their house, the agents list them, and they leave them, and they sit out there at the exact same price forever, and these folks end up in foreclosure. I can't stand it.
Right. It's crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to understand the market. You have to understand how the banks think. We know what the banks are looking for. We know what percentages of, whether the appraised value or market value we can convince the bank to accept. And if you're not moving, you don't know that. You know what? The time's going to fly by, and you're right. The client's going to, it's going to be too late. The sheriffs are going to be knocking on their door and evicting them, and that's a
Yeah.
horrible thing to do to a client.
Yeah. And another thing too, one of the things that I would so love to be able to figure out how to reach out to people who are in this position before they start tapping into their retirement money. I really get irritated when I hear we've pulled money out of our 401k, we've gone through our savings, we've gone through all this money that the bank would never have touched, and now these people have spent all this money. They've gotten nothing out of it because they're still in a position that they have to do a short sale, and now they've wasted all this money. I wish there was a way I could get out to anybody who's tapping in to go, stop. If this is for a house, stop taking this money, because we can help you so that you don't have to lose that. That's money they've worked for years.
Oh God, absolutely. That is so sad. Not only is it they've worked for years, that's the money that they're planning on living on when they retire. And what most people don't realize is the short sale lenders cannot touch the retirement accounts. So if they feel like, oh, I've got all this money sitting in a retirement account, the bank's going to take it. They will not. We will stop them from attaching anything to any retirement accounts that our clients have.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So share with me an interesting story, if you can. Somebody who had to
Well,
do
there's a lot of interesting stories doing short sales, that's for sure. But just one thing I just want to share is we had just a short sale. I just don't want people to think that their situation might be too complicated to have us perfect a short sale for them. We've helped clients. We've had one in particular that when we got the contract, they were literally 2 weeks away from a sheriff's sale. We were able to have the sheriff's sale postponed, and it wasn't just a normal short sale. There was multiple loans on the property. There were federal tax liens, state tax liens, and multiple judgments on the property. In fact, there was a bankruptcy that was filed that the bankruptcy attorney made a mistake on, that we had to have the bankruptcy case reopened prior to getting the short sale approved. And we did all that, got everything released, and were able to get the short sale approved and closed within 4 months of getting the contract.
Holy cow. I cannot imagine, because I know how long these take. So that's why we come to you guys, Dominick, because we've seen you help people who other people couldn't help or just wouldn't. And so
Right.
I appreciate it. And I think clients, I wish that they knew. They don't know until they've been through the bad to know the good, right? And so they don't know how dang good you are until they've gone for a year. And we've had a situation where somebody went for 2 years with another short sale attorney who couldn't get the job done, who we turned it over to you, and you guys got it done within 2 or 3 months. I mean, you don't know the bad and you don't know the good until you've been through the bad. And I can tell you, we've been through the bad, and we know you're good. So
thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, and I've got to give my wife Maria a lot of credit for that too. She helps with a lot of negotiations, and I tell you, one of the keys is she is absolutely relentless on the phones with these lenders. You can't wait for them. You can't go by their timetable. We are in their face nonstop. We're always calling, always pushing, always following up. If you're not relentless and nonstop with them, you're going to get lost in the shuffle, and your files are going to get put on the bottom of the pile. And that's not acceptable to us. So we do everything we can to help our clients and get it moving fast.
Yeah, absolutely. We so appreciate it. So Dominick, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, how can they?
Sure. You could call me either 847-383-5538 or my website, which is www.dimaggiolegal.com.
And they'll be able to find the ebook there, so they can go there to find the ebook.
And it's free. So
great. Yeah. It's a great resource that we like giving to those people who we meet who need to consider a short sale. So I so appreciate you. Thank you so much. Give all of our love to your wife too. And it's been great. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Amy, thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity to work with you.